We drew 0-0 at Wembley, then we won 3-0 up at Manchester City's ground. That evening and the travelling back was really nice, and the supporters were really, really good all round. The next day, it's really, you wind yourself up like for the semi-final. Most semi-finals are difficult games to play in as well. They're difficult because I've played in 13 of those, and they're the tension ones really. Yeah, Wembley ones are tight, but you feel tight about it. But then we were fortunate to come out on top of that.
The one at Manchester, Alfie, was particularly good, wasn't it? Because we were in really hostile territory because the opponents came from Liverpool, and of 55,000 that were there, probably
they closed the gates.
Probably 52,000 were Skelmersdale supporters.
They closed
so
the gates.
It was quite a hostile place to be, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so it was a good win there.
Well, that does wind you up a bit.
Yeah, helps.
In our day, you just got on with it. If you get tackled heavily, you just got up and got on with it. Yeah. Today, it wouldn't be allowed. The game now is almost non-contact. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. But in our day, it was all systems go. You used to get, as a forward, you used to get hammered left, right, and centre by people like defenders. But that's the way it was. It's difficult to understand being in the thing now as to what it was 50 years ago. It's very difficult, much difficult. I mean, that's a perspective as a forward. As a defender, it's up to him to say what he's told.
There was no yellow or red cards in those days. They used to take your name by just writing your name down, or sending off. They'd send you off. It wasn't. But there was very, very few sending offs, and there wasn't very many bookings. You really had to do something dreadful to get booked, and even more to get sent off. So I think
quite violent, wasn't it?
It was much better in those.
I come late into senior football. I was actually playing down at Weir because my brother had just retired, and he says, "Do you want to go down and have a trial?" I played a season down there, and George Ludford, who was the manager of Enfield then, because I used the football club a lot socially, because I'm a Enfield boy, and he said, would I come to play reserve team football? He said, I can't promise you a first team game. And all I said to him, I said, well, if the first team goalkeeper can't play, I want to play. I don't want you running around the corner and getting someone else from another club. And that's how I said I'll come and play. But I only come as a reserve team player.
Well, it was a Sunday lunchtime, I suppose. I was sitting watching in the lounge, sitting watching telly, and I had my young 2-year-old son on my lap, and he fell asleep, and I decided to get up and put him down so that he could sleep comfortably. And as I turned to put him down, I didn't turn with my legs, if you like, bent. I turned with my hip, and crash bang wallop, the slip disc came into being, and I didn't really find out exactly what it was. I was laying on the floor, and I was shouting to the wife, and she shouted through the serving hatch, "Get up! Stop messing about." I said, "I'm not messing about. Get Eddie Franklin on the phone." And eventually, after a week of osteopaths, chiropractors, faith healers, and the reason my wife reckoned I didn't get better for the faith healers, I had no faith. But I mean, I just had, and I even still to this day remember the name of the guy, the faith healer. It was a bloke called Fricker, and it was at Stamford Hill, not Stamford Hill, sorry. it was the other side of Tottenham anyway, and it was just a nightmare, really. And I suppose from the day one I knew I wasn't going to play. And then, as you already know, that 2-year-old boy that put me out of action 20 years later played at Wembley for Watford.